few musars we can learn from this week's passage. You're not hot with this jacket. I look at you, I'm getting hot. Cold. A young guy like you. Anyway. There's few tremendous lessons that we can learn from Parashat Bo. One of them that I really, really like, I think that's something that every leader should learn, that part. On the pasuk that it says, Ki ha'ish Moshe gadol me'od be'eretz Mitzrayim. What does it mean? Because the man, Moshe, ha'ish, the word, every time the Torah uses the word ish, meramez al gadlut, it already hints on somebody who is great. Importance. Anashim means important people. Ki ha'ish Moshe, the person, gadol me'od be'eretz Mitzrayim. He's very big on Eretz Mitzrayim. They say in the name of Rav Meir Simcha that he's mefarish a wonderful thing. She'adam mesik kavod, a person can reach honor, or me'otzem chokhmato, or because he's very smart, midotav, his character. Rabbi Nasiru, זה פה נמצא, כן, והנהגותיו, and the way he conducts himself, conduct. Or מפעולות ופלאים יוצאים מגדר הרגיל והטבע, or because he does something out of the ordinary, he is something exceptional. והמכובד מצד החוכמה, a person who is respectful because of wisdom, תחילת כבודו אצל החכמים שיודעים להכיר חוכמתו. If a person is wise, who could appreciate him more? Those who are wise. So a person who is wise could first be appreciated, but those who are wise as well. The simpletons cannot appreciate wisdom because they just don't have the tools to appreciate that. Okay. For example, if I would take a Picasso, right, or some abstract painting that could cost millions of dollars, and I'm going to give it to a simpleton, some guy from the prairies of Africa. He's going to look at it and say, "What is this?" and throw it away. Meanwhile, he can buy half of his country with this Picasso, but he'll throw it away. Or people that found a Van Gogh in the garage. They don't have the tools to appreciate it, so you need to have the tools. So Chacham gets appreciated by Chachamim first of all. ומצד הנפלאות, תחילת פרסומו, מצד המונעם, אשר ביניהם תוחות יחשבהו כאלוקי. And if a person does miraculous things, that will be appreciated by whom? By the simpletons, by the regular people. They see him, wonderful things. He does miracles, he does muftim. So that's by the simple people. They might think that he's kind of divine or something. And therefore, they're going to put upon him, they're going to apply to him wonderful things with wonderful stories and all kind of like, as they say in Yiddish, Bobbemeises, fairy tales. I saw him flying on a carpet, I saw him doing this, I saw him doing that. All of a sudden it becomes like this chodja that he's doing, and all kind of miracles, and people lined up to him, miles away to his doorstep to get a bracha for him to do a miracle. But meanwhile it's all speculation. It's been added on and on and on and on and on and on. Why? Because that's how people are. And עד שגודל הפרסום עושה כנפיים גם לחכמים להטיל ספק בליבם שלא לחינם מתפרסם עד שגם הם יכבדו. All of a sudden, this guy who does all kind of miracles, he becomes so popular that at a certain point, even the wise people, even the chachamim, because he became so popular, would consider him to be something of importance. Look how crazy we are. I'm going to get to the lesson that we learned from Moshe Rabbeinu about that. Moshe Rabbeinu is, I just don't have words to tell you how great this man was. This is just unbelievable. And he says, and according to that, we can explain this pasuk here. Yes, Amon Ha'am, the masses in Egypt, considered Moshe Rabbeinu to be an important person because of the miracles that he did, and because of that he became famous. Aval gam ha'ish Moshe, but it says Aval, but gam ha'ish Moshe gadol be'eretz Mitzrayim, v'nitparsem shemo tchila be'enei avdei paro, v'gam ha'ish, and then also that he became famous first by the slaves of Paro, hainu be'enei chachmei Mitzrayim. First, in this case, he says it was reverse order. First, he was famous. His name went further in the eyes of the wise men of Paro of Egypt, then by the masses, not the other way around. And you see it today many times. A guy that supposedly that's called kind of hocus pocus. All of a sudden, all the rabbis also say, "Oh, this man is meanwhile is nothing." Okay, in Moshe Rabbeinu it was the other way around. First, the rabbis say he's a great guy. He's an unbelievable person. Then the masses went along with that as well. Omnam kipshuto, as the pasuk seems, נראה שעבדי פרעה לא רצו שמשה יהיה מקורב לפרעה. The slaves of Paro did not want Moshe to be close to Paro. Why? Because he's going to push them from their importance. Paro is going to say, "Well, you guys, I thought you were smart. Look at this guy; he's much better than you." And also in the eyes of the people. And this is the chidush in this pasuk. Usually because of that, they would try to minimize his greatness. However, here it was a new concept. It was a new concept that it was known by the Chachamim of Egypt and then by the people. Usually it would not happen. However, what is there to learn from Moshe here? וגם האיש פרעה, וגם האיש משה, גדול מאוד בארץ מצרים. What Moshe did here, or this pasuk indicates about Moshe, is amazing. Most of us, and that's what I really want to tell you, most of us are trapped, mamash trapped, with the tendency to be liked by all people. We want everybody to like us. I want this one to like me, I want this one to like me. And how I'm going to make you like me? Excuse me, Moshe, what do you want? Okay, fine, Moshe, I'll give it to you. Eitan, what do you want? Okay, I'll give it to you. And so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. I'm going to become an appeaser and give it to what you want.
What you want a pen is in the box.
By doing so, what happens? You become trapped. And then, for whatever reason, the more you try to be liked by the people, by giving them what they want, what happens? The more the people don't like you. Look at the current president approval rate. It's tanking. He gave the people everything. It's exactly it. Moshe Rabbeinu, unlike politicians, was very smart. Moshe Rabbeinu was not trapped. He says, listen, I know what I need to do. I know what is expected to me. I know what the mission is. He stayed dedicated and loyal to his mission, whether it was unpopular task, by all means. Moshe Rabbeinu was a household member by Paro's house. Right? He was a prince. He was a prince of Egypt. And yet he goes in and he whacks the Egyptians to no end. And Moshe says, listen, what's got to be done, got to be done. And I'm doing it. There's nothing to do. That's what needs to be done. That's what I'll do. However, by doing what you need to do, by saying what you need to say, and this is what we refuse to understand, you gain more respect and liked by the people. Because people respect you for what it is. You are loyal to what you're saying. Let me ask you a question. If you're going to write today a survey in the American public, Who is a greater leader? Who would you rather have to have as your leader between Putin and Obama? I'm willing to bet that most Americans or more Americans would vote for Putin than they would vote for Obama. Because they feel that at least this guy, I'll just say what you want, tyrant, not tyrant, at least he's taking care of his people. Or it seems like he's taking care of his people. Our president wanted to be liked by everybody, went to the Arabs and appeased them. He ran to Egypt to give a speech about how wonderful the Arabs and we should kiss up to them. And look what happened. We are, needless to say, you know it just as much as I do. I don't want to get into politics. And so is for the Iranians, and so is for everybody else. And that's a lesson that we don't learn from Moshe Rabbeinu. You are the leader of your people. You are not the leader of the other people or the other nation. You are the leader of your people. Moshe Rabbeinu says, listen, I am the leader of the Jewish people. He could have gone to Paro. HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent him on a mission. He says, Moshe, please go. So Moshe Rabbeinu could have done what any politician would do. He could have gone to Paro and said, Paro, listen, we need to sit down. We need to negotiate. We need to talk about these things. We need to compromise. Maybe we'll leave some Jews here, let the other ones go. We'll marry with each other. Blah, 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 the whole entire thing. But he forgot one thing. Or you forget one thing. Moshe Rabbeinu came from Shevet Levi. Shevet Levi, Shimon and Levi, when they saw what they did to the sister Dinah, they couldn't tolerate it. We don't negotiate with terrorists. You abused my sister, you will pay for it. And all means are kosher for that. Moshe Rabbeinu says, listen, I know I grew up in Mitzrayim, but I am the leader of this people. We don't negotiate. Here, listen to me, Paro. Let my people go. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you, let's talk, let's make a international force, let's call the UN, let's go this, let's go that. That's betraying your people. And if you can't do that, if you have other visions of being the ruler of the world, excuse me, there is one already, that's called God. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Melech al Kol Haaretz, he's the king of all the universe. Guess what? Step down and let somebody else who has the credentials to do what needs to be done. When you do what you do, when you do what you need to do, when you stay loyal to the task, when you stay loyal to what is your job to do, this is how you get respect. And that is the beauty of it. After Moshe Rabbeinu goes and whacks the Egyptians 7 times, then it says, Ish Moshe Gadol, he's great, me'od, very much so, be'eretz Mitzrayim. Not because he was an appeaser, because he was a leader. So who are you? Stop putting yourself in the trap to be liked by all the people. It will be impossible for you to be liked by all the people. As many people as there are many opinions. You could never appease all the people. That's what Chazal said to us. Limtzo chen, to be like Beinei Elokim ve'Adam. First, you need to do what's right for God in the eyes of God. When you finish with this, do what is good by the eyes of the people. First, in the eyes of God. Stay loyal to your task. Don't fall into the trap of to be liked by all and so on and so forth. That's not going to happen. What you're going to get from that is not respect, is disrespect. You're going to go and roll yourself down to lows that you cannot even imagine that you can go down so low. You're going to be doing things that you can't imagine even that you will do them, but you will do them. However, you stay loyal, if you stay honest to what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to do for the job in which is prescribed to each and every one of us, that's how you gain kavod. Rabotai, don't sell yourself cheap. Shabbat shalom.